I don't care how successful I am. I don't want to be famous. I watched my parents work jobs that they hated. I saw them come home and I started thinking, why are you working this job at all? So I just want to be as happy as I possibly can.
Oh, jeez, man. That's right beside us.
Welcome back to another episode of the HBM podcast. Today we got Jack Harlow in the building over here.
In the building.
I'm joking. My boy. What's up?
Howdy, everyone.
We got Kyle on. Kyle's one of my day one friends, guys. This guy's the man. He's always outside doing some outdoorsy shit.
Yes,
Inspires
sir.
me to not be such a stereotypical brown boy who just lives inside his house all the time. But Kyle, bro, you're a very interesting guy.
Thank you.
You're also not brown.
No,
Yeah.
first white boy.
So let's talk a
First
little
white
bit
boy on the
about
pod.
maybe just your hobbies and like what you like to do and some things about you.
Sure. Well, right now, the biggest thing is just getting outdoors. The only thing I'm super passionate about is going outside, traveling and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have like gone outside and
What
seen too much.
What's the guy trying to say?
Like outside of the lower mainland.
Yeah. No, like a little bit,
Man,
a little bit.
We live in the most beautiful place. And
Yeah.
like, if you live here, you have to get
That's just
out and go
scary.
see everything. No,
That's
dude.
fucking scary, bro.
No
A guy like
way.
me, dude, imagine you end up like KKK headquarters just like, in the middle of like,
Yeah.
no,
I don't
that's
know.
crazy.
I grew up in Surrey my whole life. And
Oh, okay.
like, I just always want to get away from Surrey because I just love being outdoors so much. And I hate being in the city.
Yeah.
Like, not to rag on Surrey or anything.
No. How was your like
Surrey's
high
good.
school life? Were we with a bunch of brown kids?
No.
Oh,
Really?
No, I was on like the outskirts of Surrey.
Okay, then
like,
you're blessed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would have been a different guy and shit.
Yeah,
You'd be like,
probably.
Yo, let's fucking do this
But
podcast.
even hanging out with you, I kind of changed my dialect a little bit. I
Okay.
sound a little bit more
That's
Surrey
pretty
Jack.
sick. I'm proud to know that.
I
bro.
remember-
Did Manrov teach you Punjabi?
A little bit. Remember Navjot? I always wanted to
Oh.
learn Punjabi when we were talking to Navjot.
Yeah. The
That's
truck
so-
driver and shit.
That's
So for
hilarious.
everyone that doesn't know, I met Manrav
Working
Home Depot.
working as slaves,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh my
we
God.
both worked at Home
We
Depot.
were in
I
the
remember
trenches and shit.
my first day I ever got there, my first job.
Yeah.
I got there.
I thought I was the shit there, right?
Yeah,
I
and-
thought I was like the fucking head manager and shit.
You were so quiet the first day and told me that you were gonna show me how to do everything, right? You were my mentor there.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, oh, this guy's like a
This was, like,
Surrey
right after
Jack.
high
This guy's
school.
gonna hate me. This Surrey Jack. He's
Nah,
not
nah.
gonna talk to me at all.
I fuck with everyone, bro. People know that. Yeah.
And then him and I, we were like best friends the whole time we worked there. That job was so much fun.
Yeah. I'll never forget. You were like, "Oh, this is like my first job and shit."
Mhm.
I was like, what the- I like took you to the lumber. We just looked at wood and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
that's pretty
was
sick.
Manrov's training out of 10?
It was so good.
Was it actually?
Well, I mean, up to the franchise standards, probably not, but
Yeah,
it was just
yeah,
it was just
definitely
like
not.
relaxed and fun.
We were
and
just
it
some
was
chill
nice.
guys and
Yeah,
shit, bro.
There you
exactly.
go,
It was a
yeah.
fun job with
Yeah.
Manrav.
Tell me about like the weirdest experience you've had at Home Depot while working with Manrov.
At Home Depot,
Oh, yo, there was actually
there was a
few.
lot of crazy people
There was.
There was one day we were closing up and I was at the saw at the back. I worked in the
Yeah.
lumber department.
You
and we
moved to
ran the
lumber
saw.
because you were obsessed with the smell of wood, bro.
Yeah,
Like that
okay.
outdoorsy guy just loves sniffing.
No,
Guy loves
they
sniffing
poached
sawdust.
me. They poached me. But anyways, I remember I was back at the saw one day. I think you were still working. You were closing with me, and there was this Italian guy that came in, and he came to the back as we were closing. It was the end of the shift, and he started talking to me about religion. And
Oh,
he
really?
was nuts. He was crazy. It was myself and
Oh, I
Carlo.
remember this. You told me this. You were like
Yes.
shook. You were shook.
Yes, we had a Jamaican coworker that was there with me, and this old Italian guy walks up. His name was Giovanni, and he started talking about how he had a dream of Mother Jesus, and Jesus was a woman that came to him and was telling him that
Yeah,
the world
yeah,
was
yeah,
ending.
yeah.
Home Depot was crazy, and that was
Like, all
probably
these
the
people going,
craziest thing.
Dude,
What the
it's
hell?
crazy. You would say hi to someone, you'd just be like, "Oh, like how's your day?" Expecting just to be like good, and then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
walking, and then people would be like, "Oh, my fucking mother-in-law,"
Yeah,
like
yeah.
go this and that. It's nuts.
Actually?
People are holding in
Yeah.
a lot of shit, bro.
So the people actually like open up to you guys a lot, eh?
Yeah, they
Because
did.
bro, it's a lot of older population, and
Yeah.
those people are sometimes damn
They're,
lonely,
they're
bro.
so lonely. They
They're
just
damn
come in and
lonely,
talk
bro.
forever. And I love old people, but sometimes they just let me do my job.
You gotta let them know when and shit. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair. All right. So besides all that, right, with Home Depot and stuff like too, right? I wanted to ask, like, you said you work in the lumber department?
I did at Home
We
Depot.
both
yeah.
quit, by the way.
Yeah,
Just,
we
this
no
was a while
longer
ago.
work
This
there.
was like a year or two ago,
Yeah.
right?
So you work in the lumber department, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you being the new guy there and you get transferred to that department, I'm assuming they probably made you do all the shit work right off the bat, right? So what's like all like the shit that the other guys didn't want to do, they probably made you do it, right?
Oh, there was
He
Not
was that
enough
guy.
lines.
Kyle's
there
that
was-
nice house guy.
There was a job called flat stacking.
Yeah.
And it was basically you walk down the lumber aisles and you just go through all the loose lumber and you stack it flat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
somebody would come in 5 seconds later and they
And
would
just
just
mess it all up.
destroy it.
Like that one guy
Yeah.
who's like, I want the one in the back.
Yeah. But
Bro,
no,
they're all the same shit.
honestly, like I didn't do like really shitty work for too long. Honestly, like Manrav and
Nah.
I, we were always
We were
driving
killing
around
it.
on the forklifts
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
fun.
We actually ran that shit.
Yeah, I
Because
always
we
I was
did work.
flagged for Manrav until I got my license. It was funny because
Yeah.
if you're driving a forklift, you got to wave around.
Yeah.
You got to wave around some
Fuck,
flags
yeah.
in front of you. Those are
Yeah.
good times, man.
Man, I'm just driving your
Yeah.
I think we were running that shit. We were closing down like half the store. Just
Yeah.
sprinting around, effing around, randomly being like, "Yo, I'll go check
Yeah.
the back," and just like,
Yeah, until
Yo.
you drop that lifted toilets.
yeah, I did drop that lifted toilets,
You
bro.
guys-
that
okay,
was
so
a good day. Like
you guys-
16 toilets. So I
What-
flipped them all over and
You
shit.
flipped 16 toilets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's no
Crazy.
biggie though.
How's yours
For a
management?
company of that size, it was just a drop in the pen. So you know, a drop of change, bro.
Bro,
It was nobody
What was
got
it?
hurt, which I'll say, but it was like from the very top rack. I just was fucking around the forklift, and 16 of them flipped over,
Yeah,
but they weren't strapped properly. And then like, bro,
That's fine.
like some people started crying and
I
shit.
know.
I was
They had to
chilling
get
though.
counseling
I
after
was a
dropping the
fucking man.
toilets.
I was a fucking man. I was like, nobody got hurt. This shit's all good. Yeah.
Wait,
but-
wait. So your management must have been pretty chill if you got away with all this stuff, eh?
Bro, when you're
No,
the
we were
when you're the
sneaky.
star, when you're the star, you just do whatever.
Yeah, they loved Manrav and I don't know how we did it, but we charmed our management, and it just like they just didn't care what we did.
Kyle's got riz like that.
Kyle's
always got riz.
Kyle's got manager.
This
Is
guy's
I remember there
charming.
was one time the store manager came in with the regional manager,
Yeah.
and they walked up to Manrav because this guy was so friendly to all the old grandmas, all the white ladies. He was so friendly and nice to them.
Yeah.
And the store manager was talking to the regional manager about how Manrav is going to be the next big thing in Home
I
Depot
was, like, on
history.
the come up, literally, right? Left like a little while later. That's not my dream, bro. I don't know. It was sick, but
And
Dude,
now we're doing this 1 year
Yeah.
later, and we're gone.
I just did that shit because I like talking to people, but it wasn't because of any of that. Like I
Yeah.
like that company.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
I think
too.
if we were still there, bro, it would suck.
Yeah, I
It
agree.
would suck.
It's just the same thing over and over again.
Like eventually, like you want to do something more. Like you
Yeah.
want to do something more now, right, Kyle?
I already want to do something more. So right now I'm working landscaping.
Yeah.
I chose that job because I love being outdoors and I
Yeah.
love just getting out there. I hate standing in one place all the time.
Yeah.
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 And I figured it would help me towards my career of being a wildlife biologist or a park ranger or something along those lines.
Park ranger.
And I like my job now. It's fun. I get outdoors and everything.
you
but
do snow plowing and shit too.
I do. We take care of the roads a lot. I was laughing a lot at you guys' podcast when you were talking about the snow, everyone driving
Yeah,
their Teslas
yeah,
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
I'll tell you, that is the number one car that gets stuck.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because they don't have all-wheel drive, but so many Tesla drivers in Surrey try to go out in the snow
Yeah, yeah,
and they
yeah.
get stuck so
People
often,
just
and I
think they're
have to
invincible.
push them out.
You push them out.
Yeah, we push a lot of people out because
Damn.
like we're not gonna leave them
Kyle
there.
changing lives out here, bro.
Kyle's doing quads work
If
over
you've
here,
seen
man.
this face on the streets of Surrey, give him a cup of chai. Go out, give him a cup of chai.
No, people in the
That's it.
snow are so generous. I get so many tips in the snow. It's,
really?
yeah, people are really nice. If
And
you
you're
help
like
them out in
serving the
snow.
community and
Yeah.
shit, right?
It's a good job. I like it. I get to talk to a lot of people, but it's not my dream. I'd like
Yeah,
to.
it's not your
I'd like to do something.
We're still on the come
scientific.
up here, bro.
Yeah.
We're all on the come up, right?
Yeah, still on the come up.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'd like to get into something scientific where I'm using my brain a lot. I like
Mhm.
thinking. I
Yeah.
think I think too much sometimes.
Overthinker?
Yes. Yeah, but I love science, and I'd love to. I think biology is the route that I want to go.
That's
Mhm.
sick.
That's sick. Speaking of you growing up in Surrey or doing snowplowing in Surrey, right? You also grew up in Surrey, you said earlier, right?
Yes, I did.
So how was that, like growing up in Surrey? Because obviously Surrey now, I feel like is
Yeah.
a lot more different than when you probably
Yeah.
grew up there.
Yeah,
initially.
How was it?
I should clarify. I always lived on the outskirts of Surrey, closer to Langley, where it wasn't really what you think of when you think
Well,
of
Langley's,
Surrey.
yeah.
They were just like houses with a front yard, a backyard, and a driveway, and that's
Yeah.
how I grew up, and that's how I loved it, and that's how I still like it. I can't stand apartments and everything.
Mhm.
Even when I go to Central Surrey, I don't like it.
Apartments, even if they're like decorated all nice. You got
No,
a view
I need a
and
yard.
shit.
I need a backyard and a front yard.
You're not a city boy like that.
I'm not a city boy. I've got a friend. Shout out to David. He grew up in Guildford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has traveled all around the world. He's from Africa. He
Yeah.
has been to
Elon
Dubai,
That's
everything. And he told me that his favorite place on earth is Guildford. And I could not stray further away from him. I do not want to be anywhere
You're
near
back to
Surrey.
cap, bro. I don't know.
That's echo cap. That's no way.
Yeah, yeah.
How you go to Dubai and it says Surrey? Guildford
That's
is
what
here?
I said.
No, but I don't know. Maybe he's just attached to it. Like
He
that.
is. He's
Like
got a
where
lot
your
of
pe- where
memories
your
from
people
there.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine living
Really?
in big city. I don't like it.
So you
But
prob-
I had a great childhood. I grew up always playing outdoors, going to the park and everything.
Yeah.
My
No
parents were
travel,
really hands off,
That's
so
sick.
I think that's where my urge to roam and be
Hmm.
free out in the woods and the mountains and everything comes from.
Would you say like if you went downtown Vancouver, you would hate it? Like you just hate
Yeah,
living
I
downtown?
don't like it. I
Oh,
don't
wow.
like it at all because the traffic,
You don't fuck
because
with- yeah.
there's no real nature
You
to
don't fuck
see.
with the rat race.
No.
I mean, there's Stanley Park. Come on, bro.
Or the coyotes,
Come on, bro.
the coyotes come up and bite you in there.
Yeah. So it's not nearly the same thing.
Yeah.
though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So speaking of outdoors and stuff, like you obviously love being outside and everything.
Yes.
What's like the sickest place you've explored in BC?
In BC, I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys have ever been to the Kootenays, which is very
Kootenays?
far east. It's just above Spokane, Washington.
Sounds like a place people like me don't go, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's close to Castlegar,
Oh,
if
sick.
you know where Castlegar is.
No.
And it's beautiful up there. Last year, we go there in the summer. One of my friends has a place up there.
Yeah.
And we took 2 boats across Kootenay Lake.
Yeah.
And we stayed at this little sandy beach in the sun where there's no towns for miles. And the only one that you ever hear is the train coming through at night.
Yeah.
And it is so sweet because we go out there. We've got 2 boats, a bunch of friends. We camp on the sandy beach in the sun. We go fishing, catch our
Nice.
fish or whatever. And then we
Go
go in the
fishing.
forest behind the campground and we forage for mushrooms.
Nice.
No,
Mushrooms?
I'm not a professional at this or anything. But
Wait, is that like, is that like shrooms
found-
a drug?
Wait, are you talking about the
Or is it
drugs?
different?
only edible mushrooms.
Oh,
not
okay.
hallucinogens.
Oh,
not
Just
the
to clarify for
hallucinogen.
legal
Oh,
reasons.
but
But we actually did find some morel mushrooms and we
Yeah.
cooked them up, and that is what I want to do. I kind of wish I was born 200 years earlier.
Oh, really?
Although I also think I'd miss the city.
Yeah.
Like as
Yeah.
much as I say I love going outdoors and I want to be far away, I think
Yeah.
I'd miss the city. But if you ever get the chance to go to the Kootenays, if you go to Nikusp, it's just past Creston in the Kootenays,
Yeah.
and it is a beautiful place. It is crazy. You won't believe the type of things that you'll see there. It's like mountains surrounding you everywhere, and like
Damn, bro.
it's hard to
Just
believe.
gotta take that shit in the moment, right?
You have to.
Yeah, it's not
Exactly.
really a city boy. Would you rather live in like a penthouse apartment then, or like
Yeah.
or like a shitty shed from like the 80s?
Depends how big is the yard.
Like it's just a shed.
Just a shed with
Yeah,
no
but
yard
it's
at all.
It's a shed,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's like
I'm really pushing this whole I don't fuck with apartments thing, you know?
I'd
Yeah.
live in a penthouse apartment if it was just a shed. But if I had a shed with a big backyard, like an acre
Yeah.
backyard or whatever, and
You
I
live
could,
in the shed.
Yeah, I'd live in the shed.
All right, you guys got
Absolutely.
your answer. That's it.
There you go. That's
There's
fine.
no privacy in apartments. I feel like
I know that's true. Like I'll
that's
go to my
what I
sis-
don't
yeah, yeah.
like. I don't mess with people.
Like I'll
I
go to
don't
my
know.
sister's place. You can see like the apartment that's in front of your apartment.
Yeah.
Like through the windows and shit.
Yeah,
And like people watch and shit.
yeah,
Although I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of cool though.
It is
Like
cool.
you'll see a guy over here with like a gaming PC.
Yeah.
Person over there cooking dinner. This is
Yeah.
creepy as fuck, right? But like I'm literally just looking out the window, bro. I don't know what
Yeah.
else to do. And it's nuts. Like everybody's living their own lives and
Yeah.
the fucking Matrix goes on and shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think also compared to other cities in the world, you hear about people going to Europe and living in these cities that are densely populated, but there's more of a sense of community. I feel like in Surrey, there's not much community. Everyone kind of
Oh,
like,
really?
what doesn't mess with you, right?
That's
Like, do you ever see
interesting.
someone on the street in Surrey and you wave at them?
Yeah, no. But also in Europe, they don't have that culture either.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. They
Maybe I've got
really-
it all backwards.
They kind of just stare at each other and shit.
Yeah.
Which is like no, you know how we'll like smile like hello. Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't do it there. You're like a weirdo. But I know what you mean in the sense
Yeah.
of like it's very like if I saw someone on the street, instead of saying what's up, first thing first, I'd be like, yo, am I about to get mugged? Like I would be thinking the other way first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's different.
should mention, though, you guys talked about Surrey being dangerous with one of your podcast guests.
We'll
Yeah,
post
yeah.
that clip. Yeah.
I don't believe it's dangerous. I think what he was saying was completely right. I feel
Yeah.
like Surrey's only dangerous if you're in with that crowd.
Nothing happens to us. We're just roaming around. and
Exactly.
shit,
If
just
you
chilling.
don't mess with anyone, like nothing's gonna happen to you in Surrey.
But have you ever messed with anyone in Surrey?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
you
but
go.
they were posers.
Kind of dangerous. Oh, they were posers?
Yeah.
They weren't real Surrey.
No,
men?
they were. It was in like high school. There were
Oh,
some
okay,
kids.
okay.
Like
Yeah, it
beefing.
happens to everybody in
Yeah.
high school.
You don't
bro.
seem like a confrontational person, bro.
I'm not. I'm very like. I'd love to fight someone. I
Yeah.
did mixed martial arts for a while, but I've never
guy's
been in like a
strong.
real like a real fist
This
fight.
guy's
But
strong like an Avatar Jungle Warrior too, bro. Like, he's not strong like a bodybuilder. Like I'm being straight, like I'll bench press, but like yo, you want me to carry a bag of sand? I'll be like, fuck that, bro. I think this guy has like actual like practical
it's
strength.
old man strength, just
Yeah,
from like
yeah.
fixing things and
Yeah,
everything.
fixing things
Old
and
man
shit.
strength.
That's
Bro's
wild.
got
But
that
yeah.
brute hand strength,
I,
man.
I always tend to talk people down if they're getting confrontational with me. I don't know why. It's just my nature.
But that's
Yeah.
what we learned at the depot too.
Yeah, but I'd love to. I'd
We
love
fuck
for
people
somebody to
up.
come mug me in the middle of Surrey, and I just have the chance to fight them back.
Nah, but bro,
Yeah.
you don't. Cause
But
like,
not actually.
You
mugged.
never know
I
who's
don't think-
strapped. You never
yeah,
know who's
yeah,
strapped
yeah.
up.
I
So
agree.
you never
I'm
want to.
not. Yeah.
Kyle getting bear maced? Who you probably call me? Pull up with a jug of milk.
Because let's be honest, no one's gonna give you a fair fight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
yeah,
out
yeah.
in public. No
It's,
one's gonna.
it's just like a fantasy. It's like one of those things in high school. You think about, what would you do if
You could
anyone
box
ever?
someone though.
Yeah, that'd be
You
fun.
could invite someone to our ring and just talk
We should
Yeah.
do that for the podcast. We'll fight
Yeah.
right now.
I'll
Oh,
fire your
Two
own-
v one.
2v1.
Kyle take us both on. That's hilarious.
Bro's gonna do one hand.
Yeah, that's sick, bro. So you're talking about how you do landscaping and all that, right?
Yeah.
Cool place in life. But do you have any side hustles? Do you do anything on the side? Like, what do you like to do and shit?
No, so right now I don't really have any side hustles. I've kind of put my foot in here and there. I did a little bit of car detailing.
We used to talk about side
We used
hustles
to
all
talk
day.
about that
That's what I'm
all
talking
day.
about this. That was my age
Yeah.
where I was like, bro, I am Jeff Bezos. Like,
Yeah.
there's so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I should preface this though, in contrast to your other guests, I find that you guys are very business centric. You guys think a lot about business and everything, and I really
Really?
respect that.
Yeah.
But I really don't have a passion for it as much as you guys do, I think, or,
Yeah,
or your
yeah,
other
yeah,
guests.
yeah.
Like everyone
No,
here
I
is
know what you
very.
mean. I think it's also like the culture that we grew up in, where
Yeah.
like with our
Yeah.
parents like working so hard.
Yeah.
It's always in your mind to an extent of like, how can I be successful? I need
Yeah.
to be successful.
Yeah.
For you to a certain point, it's like, yo, I can just go to the mountains and lay in my truck and be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is, I respect that so much,
Exactly.
bro. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy. Like
It's a stress-free life.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So-
you know that's what my parents will be saying too, yo. Like randomly when I'm answering their calls, like, yo, do you want to just be like white? Are you gonna go run to the jungle?
Do you want to be white?
Yeah. Like, but it's so sick once you actually get
Yeah.
to look at it, bro. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, but right now I don't really have any side hustles. I just find I'm kind of taking it easy until I go to university, which is
Yeah.
hopefully soon.
Yeah.
I have recently been buying a bunch of things on Facebook Marketplace and reselling them, which
Isn't that shit sus though? Like you think
Yeah.
about it, you live in Surrey, bro. You can't be meeting up with just Joe
nah,
Schmo.
who's gonna mess with like anyone that's gonna try to like beat you up or
Yeah.
anything? You just have like that danger feeling, right?
It would be different if you drove like a little
Yeah.
Nissan Leaf or something.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah.
You got like a big truck and shit.
Yeah,
you
I
could
could just
do
lock my doors and drive away. I'll run them over.
Nah, just
But-
meet them up in public, man. You're good.
yeah,
to go.
yeah, exactly.
Right?
I've
pretty
never
dope.
had any problems, but it's always in the back of your head, like just be a little bit cautious.
That's pretty dope, Kyle. That's like I think that you're coming off as very optimistic right now. Where do you get
Yeah.
that from?
I don't know. My whole life, I've always been very optimistic.
Really?
I've always been.
What about when
surrounded-
bad shit happens in your life?
I just kind of try to, like, I don't know. It's all perspective. You just
Yeah.
have to think about
We
it.
used to talk about this.
We used to talk about this a lot, man.
Like,
Rav and I
as
used to
fuck.
have the
Like, nobody
deepest
used to
conversations
understand.
in Home Depot.
The fucking customers would be waiting for like 45 minutes for
Yeah.
help and shit, and we used to just be in some random aisle like,
Yeah.
bro, you just gotta
Yeah.
think good about shit.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you and I could die in a week from now. You know,
Yeah.
knock on wood that we won't. But
No,
if
you
we
can.
do,
This happens to people.
exactly. Like, if we do, you don't
too
take
short.
anything too seriously. Don't take anything
you
in
can't
life
be
too
grinding
seriously.
like too hard. Too.
Exactly. Just
You gotta
so
take-
that was always my purpose in life, was sort of, I don't care how successful I am. I don't want to be famous.
Enjoy.
I don't care to be famous. I just
Yeah.
want to
I
be
think
as happy as I possibly can. Which
Yeah.
the argument breaks down at how much money do you need to be happy?
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
think I don't think money can buy you happiness, but I certainly believe it's true that it can reduce stress.
like retiring
and
your
pain.
parents. Like,
Exactly.
that's sick.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think there's a fine line to be drawn there.
Yeah.
Um,
Like, and you know, people say like money can't buy happiness, but at the same time, so you don't have any money and you're broke, right?
Exactly.
You're gonna have more issues then, and
Exactly.
then you're gonna feel sad, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, like money won't buy you like just genuine happiness of like you know whatever, but it'll, like you said, it reduces stress, and then you can like use that money to like become happy, like go
Exactly.
travel.
I don't
Like,
know.
For example, if you had so much money to the point you didn't have to work, and you
Yeah.
just retire and go out, like you know trips with your boys
Yeah.
on that sandy beach,
Yeah.
right, in the wilderness,
Yeah.
you'd love your life.
Yeah,
Like imagine you could do that multiple times a year.
I know.
And you didn't have
Yeah.
to
I
work.
agree.
In a certain extent too, I think the qualities that we talk about like being positive and just like also doing shit that needs to be done, it makes so it's not entirely hard for us to have
Yeah.
like enough money and stuff
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah.
Which is sick because you don't want to be stressed about stuff, because people love to quote how like the number one reason in divorce in America is like financial issues,
Yeah.
which is kind of effed up. But
Yeah.
like I don't, it is what it is. This is the world we live in.
Yeah.
Right? You have to, yeah.
I also think there's a point to be said about people who, I think a lot of people in our age, in our date right now,
Yeah.
they get a little bit hung up on money. Like,
Yeah.
you know, people that
What do
they,
you mean?
they love making money,
Yeah.
but they don't use it for anything.
Like Mr. Beast doesn't even have a car.
Yeah.
Like even though on paper he's like the richest YouTuber,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's like, oh, like I had a Tesla I sold because I don't give a shit about
Yeah.
it. Like, I don't know. That's sick.
Yeah. Or people that work so much that they don't have any time to spend it.
Yeah.
You know, like I understand that because you want to retire at 30, which is great, and I respect it. But I kind of see it the other way around, where
Yeah.
I want to have fun while I'm young, and then maybe like just make enough money to get by, which
That's
I know
pretty
is
dope.
it's not going to resonate with a lot of people, but
No,
that's
no.
the way that
But it's a
I like to
lifestyle.
see it. But I don't know yet. I mean, I
That's
like to
actually
stay
dope.
undecided on things. I
'Cause
don't
you're
like
not
to be
young forever,
decisive.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. It's exactly about doing both. I feel like people that work 24/7, to them in a certain point, like that's their purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I
Like
mean?
Warren Buffett. Why
Yeah,
does
yeah.
Warren Buffett still care about
He
making
loves
money?
talking shit about Bitcoin. Loves talking shit about all that because it just it overtakes you.
Yeah.
Which is healthy or it's not. I don't know
Yeah.
about that. But for those people, like when Elon Musk is like already like clearly he could have retired 30
Yeah.
years ago. He's still
Yeah.
sleeping 6 hours a night. I think he just likes that shit,
I agree.
which is like,
It's a
I
grind
don't know,
mindset.
It becomes the hobby of making money and the chase of it. I
making
think.
businesses and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have no passion for that. I have no urge
That's
to
it.
make money, which I don't know. It could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. I might be broke when I am
No,
old.
no,
but
no. I think it's pretty dope. I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
I feel like you're just so carefree and it'll just work out for you.
yeah,
I feel like
I
that-
think that's how it is. I think if you put in the right energy and you stay a good person, those good things will come back to you. There's a couple universities that I'm trying to apply to that have been.
What are you trying to get into?
I'm trying to get into wildlife biology or something along those lines, environmental engineering.
That's hella cool.
yeah,
For
and-
me, everybody knows doctor, lawyer, engineer.
Yeah.
Drop out drug dealer. That's it.
Yeah, and I just think those jobs would be sweet where I get to be a wildlife biologist. I go out, I survey animals and plants and make the ecosystem work better. That's what I've always been passionate about.
Yeah.
And there's just a couple universities that offer programs like that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's kind of a niche market. It's kind of hard to find jobs there,
Yeah,
but
but you're like, yo, that positive shit comes
yeah,
to you. You got the
I'm
mentality.
getting there.
I think like, you know how people get depressed in like the job searching phases. Like, shit, I don't think you're that type of guy.
No,
I
I'm
think
not.
if like you wouldn't find a job, you would just go fuck off to Kootenai
Exactly.
Valley or something for a minute.
Exactly.
Come back and try again, like, which is actually dope, bro. Like, I just remember last time I talked to Kyle was a few months ago at a cafe, and he was like, yo, next weekend, I'm gonna take my truck all by myself. I'm not gonna tell anyone that I'm going. And I'm like, bro, you should tell someone that you're going somewhere, because like, what if like something dangerous happens? And like, I was like, he's like, no, I don't want to tell anyone where I'm going. Right? It's like not even like, right?
Yeah.
And then you ended up doing that.
Yep.
Right. So like that's crazy, bro. Like,
Yeah.
how does it go? Like, you just take your truck places, like rural places.
Yeah, it was awesome. I felt like I needed a little bit of headspace. I felt like the city was a little bit busy and
Yeah.
I hadn't done anything for fun in a long time. And so it was October, which is prime salmon season
Yeah.
in BC
Yeah.
to catch salmon. So I loaded up my truck, took a day off of work, or I think it was maybe on the weekend. And I just drove out by myself somewhere that I felt like going. I
Yeah.
hopped on the highway, got off where I felt like I wanted to go. I stopped by
That's
this
fucked, dude.
beautiful
You would never do
river.
that. I would never do that.
Yeah.
I would be like, man,
Yeah.
like once my phone loses range, I'm like, I'm too far out in this shit, bro. I'm like, yo, I gotta, you know?
And that was my rule, is that I was not allowed to use my phone. I told myself I was not going to use my phone for anything other than music
Yeah.
and the camera.
Yeah.
Right. So I didn't want to be plugged into any social media. And so the first night I was alone, I stayed out in Harrison at a little campground.
Yeah.
Brought my guitars, playing some music. It was awesome. Just
No
walking
way,
along the
Kyle,
river.
all by yourself.
Yeah, I was out in Harrison. There was a little river out there, and
Hurt you.
I went fishing there.
You know,
Pardon?
people that watch TikToks for like 12 hours a day, they probably see that like how the fuck can somebody just sit there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like without a stimulant.
Yeah, well, that's the reason that I felt like I had to get out, was because it was, I felt just so fast paced,
Yeah.
living at home, working.
Yeah.
You get home, you go on your phone, and you're constantly bombarded with tons of mental stimulation.
Yeah.
And I just needed a little bit of break. So I went there the first night, I camped by myself. The second night I met up with some friends and they camped with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I came home and it was a nice little recharge. It was truly what I want to do for the rest of my life. If I didn't have to get a job, I wouldn't. I would just
That's
go.
actually insane,
I would just,
bro.
exactly.
Yeah, be a mountain man.
Exactly.
Where did the name Mountain Man come from?
I don't
Did
know.
you call
I think,
yourself that?
I think my mom started calling me that.
The Mountain Man.
Because as soon as I got my first vehicle and my license,
Mm-hmm.
You were
I
fucking
went
up.
camping and I was driving out to the mountains and everything. And my mom would ask, "Oh, I haven't seen you in a long time." And she would call me a mountain man.
Wait, so
Yeah.
your parents wouldn't see you for like time on end? Like, there was like
No, it was like a week at a time or something. And I'd tell them I was going, right?
Okay.
You'd go for like a week at a time though.
Yeah.
There's
Bro.
sometime in 2023. This is my 2023 resolution. I want to go camping with you once.
Let's do it. I
2023.
would love to do that.
Let's actually do it. You can come too.
We'll go to the sensory deprivation tank
yeah,
on the way.
and sensory deprivation tanks and all that shit. That's crazy.
That's sick.
Cause like, bro, our families don't do that stuff,
Yeah, our
right? I mean,
families don't
some
do that.
some do, but like nobody that I know does that stuff.
My,
Yeah.
parents went camping before.
Oh yeah, your parents do.
Yeah.
But, like,
Okay.
Nobody in my family.
They've been once, but it was in Alberta, and they
Yeah.
got just attacked by like a bunch of mosquitoes. So they're never going again.
Yeah,
never
it's
going
bad. There's
Yeah.
certain places in BC that are good
They
and certain
can-
places that are bad.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you guys about that. Is it Sikh or sick?
It's sick.
Sick.
Sick. Okay,
But
but
again-
I wanted to ask you guys about the cultural difference between me and you, because I don't have a ton of Indian friends, right?
Yeah.
And you just mentioned that you've like grown up going to school in Surrey. That are you guys like this friendly with random people
with
that
each
you,
other?
Yeah, because it seems like you guys get along with everyone, right?
If you
Yeah.
go to India and like Punjab, people are very friendly with each other. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially in the streets and shit too.
yeah.
But Surrey has a very different culture.
Oh, okay.
It's like when you, like, dude, take us through the whole process of, like, say you see a random brown guy in Surrey somewhere public. Like, how does that 99% of the time go?
I will tell you exactly how it goes, my friend. Okay. So if it's a fellow sing, like
Yeah.
a fellow person with
Yes,
a turban,
yep.
I go with like this.
Okay.
It's a little head nod.
Yeah.
You know, it's a sing nod. Like, I've seen Manor in the street.
Unless you're on demon time.
Unless you're on different time. But for the most part, it's an acknowledgement, like, hey, I see you.
Yes.
Like, how you doing, right?
Yeah.
Especially in places where there's less
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Right? If I see a random brown dude in like the street, for the most part, if he smiles at me or waves at me or whatever, I'll say what's up, right?
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's not like I stop by and it's like start a conversation with someone.
Yeah.
And it's not because I'm just trying to avoid talking to people. It's just because I just think other people like
Yeah.
don't want to talk, right?
Yeah.
But if I whenever I've been to India, like I'm so talkative, or if I'm at work, I'm just very talkative to
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
Right? But it just depends. Like Surrey, just again, Manners, right? The culture, there's so much like
Yeah.
you keep
It's very
being in Vancouver.
competitive.
It's
That's
competitive.
what I
It's very
feel
competitive.
too.
It's weird. It's like Kyle was telling me before that like if he works with people from our background,
Yeah.
it almost feels like they don't like him, which is like understandable because like dude,
No. It's not that. It's just that they're a bit more
Maybe I said
quiet.
that
Like
wrong.
like when you see an old white guy at a store,
Yeah.
you go, oh gosh golly, hi little guy. Right? But you see you see an uncle, you see an uncle in the store, and they give you a little wave. I'm sure it's probably a language barrier too, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels like not as social,
maybe
which I
that,
kind of
that
like.
they don't like him. They're just quiet.
I think
they're
they're
just
quiet.
I think white people
You
talk
just
too
stare.
much.
No, you know what it is. My friend that owns the shop. My friend that owns the shop. He has a white dude. There's a white dude that comes in, like an old white dude that comes in.
Yeah.
Right? He's the nicest guy ever, man.
Yeah.
So nice. He's always so talkative. And they at first they didn't really like they didn't know him, but now they come by so much. They're like
Yeah.
they talk all the time, right?
Yeah.
But it's again like once you get to break that language barrier, if there is one, break
Yeah.
the language barrier a little bit, or if they understand you, just break that initial like
Yeah, I
Whatever.
agree. I love those uncles at Home Depot. They would always give me food and everything. They were so nice.
They would.
Yeah, you remember
They
the
would.
security guard?
Oh yeah, we had this one security guard who every time you went to take your break, he'd be eating fruit and he'd be like a kana.
Yeah.
Like, you want some fruit?
It was so nice. But I feel
Sounds
like
fun.
I feel like white guys are like fake nice off the jump.
Oh, I
And then
understand that.
like people from your background, you need to like get
We
to
ju-
know
we
them,
just
and
don't
then they're
talk.
the nicest guy ever. You
Yeah,
know what I
that's
mean?
yeah.
true. That's
I can
true.
see that.
Although like I don't know, I feel like I'm even friends with like some brown people,
Yeah.
and it's like all of their friends are brown.
Yeah.
And like they just don't really fuck with like too many. Like,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I don't know.
You
I
know
don't
what,
I don't want to say
respectfully.
I get that feel,
yeah.
Yeah.
but I feel like this is
Although
going to
in
get me
Surrey, yeah.
canceled.
I think that's how I'm saying this, but I feel like in Surrey, if you don't really leave Surrey, you don't really go to university somewhere else or something,
Yeah.
you're almost not really exposed to many people
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
that are not brown.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
I'm-
one Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, my bad.
That's one thing about the city that I think I'd miss.
Mm.
Like because I've grown up in such a multicultural place,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think much of it. Like it's just like
Your
oh,
side
like,
of Surrey is way more multicultural. It's
Yeah.
not just brown. It's like
yeah,
everybody.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
and it's just like I don't think that much of it. You know, you see people of different cultures celebrating their culture everywhere, and yeah, that's great.
It's not like that everywhere.
If you move up to the Kootenays or somewhere, it's all white people, and you don't see that. And I think that's a good thing about being in the city. We get
Yeah.
exposed to so many
you gotta
different
protect
cultures.
me, bro. If I come up there,
That is one thing about the I am lucky, because if you do go up to some of these, I mean BC's not as bad, but if you go to some of these really white places, they're still very old fashioned,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
Christian, very like, you know,
Yeah,
they're
that's
very old fashioned, and I
Yeah.
hate
and that's why they live there because
Mhm.
they're so they're in their
Yeah.
own world.
yeah.
It's nuts.
Let them be, man.
Yeah,
They're
but
not
I don't think you guys would. I don't think anybody would have any problem.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
I
I
think
think I'm pretty good at talking to white people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah,
at Home
yeah.
Depot, I built my voice.
Yeah,
I'm like, hey, buddy.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
little fella.
I
Hey,
think
little fella.
I think race is overplayed in BC.
Yeah.
I think there's not. Do you guys experience a lot of racism or anything?
No.
I do.
Do you?
I do a little bit. Not a lot to the point where I'm like every single day, but
Yeah.
I have experienced it throughout my
Oh,
life
okay.
for sure. Yeah.
I think
Good to
people
know.
just assume like if you're brown and you like have something really nice, it's probably your dad's.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
see.
probably didn't really earn it.
I see.
Or like shit like that. But it's not like anybody says anything to me.
Okay.
I feel like that's kind of in people's nature too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I think it's all like just negativity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think there's as big a problem as anyone thinks. I think it's more about there's always going to be the haters. There's always going to be
Yeah.
negative
yeah.
people.
You could pin them as anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's essentially what they're. That's true, bro.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that hate us are just brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I get more love from like white people than sometimes we get from my own.
Really?
Yeah. I just feel like I have sometimes like even like when I'm work great, even like when I'm selling people things or anything, they're just so nice.
Yeah.
I've never really had an issue with anyone.
I
like,
see.
It's pretty dope.
Interesting.
except for those two dudes that are at Foot Locker.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like whatever. That's
This
Yeah,
is
no,
true,
white
that's true,
people
yeah.
white people are bad too. I think everyone has
Every
I don't
race,
know.
every race or culture has a few bad apples, bro. That's just how it
Exactly.
goes.
As
I
long
agree.
as you can get along and not have
I
like
agree.
turf wars with each other
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the UK has a lot of really like actual violence between different
Yeah.
I agree.
religions and backgrounds and stuff.
I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like for us, it's just like, yo, just get along. 'Cause
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, like we're all just living here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
vibe.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's why we want to get more people on the podcast too that aren't just, you know.
Yeah. I like it.
Kyle, bro, your whole thing of like, I wouldn't work a job if I didn't have to, and I would just live outside.
Yeah.
That shit's intriguing as fuck.
Yeah,
to
that's
me.
Really?
so interesting to me.
Yeah,
literally.
because like that's sick, and you actually
Yeah.
are very passionate when you talk about it.
Yeah.
So it's like genuine.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
I was gonna. Sorry, keep it.
That was the thing when I was growing up. I think the reason that is sort of my philosophy was I watched my parents work jobs that they hated.
Yeah.
And I saw them come home and I started thinking, why are you working this job at all? And I understand when you're older and you have kids, you got to pay bills. But if I can do anything in my life to get a career that I love doing, I'm going to do whatever I can to get there.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. I feel like for our parents, right? I don't know, man, if you can speak on this on your own, but I feel like for my parents, even if they hated the job, they never showed it.
Yeah.
They just be like, oh, I gotta
Yeah. Yeah.
go. Right?
Yeah, I know our parents were very like, there's work to do.
Yeah.
Like, job's not done.
Yeah.
Like,
Job's
got
not
bills-
finished.
Job's
got bills
not
to pay.
done.
Wake up, drink some cha, go to work. Don't say a word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah.
it pushing, right?
Now
Yeah.
and then, like once a month or something, they would vent out. They'd be like,
Yeah.
"Fuck, man," right? But like,
Yeah.
everybody has bad days like that.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's really powerful, bro. That's sick.
All right, Kyle, moving into the next topic, celebrities, right? So there's a bunch of things we can go from here, but I know that you're a big Kanye fan,
I am.
right?
I love Kanye.
So do you want to speak on the recent events that's been going on with Kanye?
Yeah.
What you feel about them?
Obviously a lot of the things Kanye said recently are very hurtful and they are
Yeah.
obviously problematic.
Yeah.
I love Kanye. I think he's gone completely nuts. I think there's no way he's going to recover from this.
Yeah.
And I honestly think platforms should stop paying attention to him saying radical things like this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I love Kanye and I feel like
I know you do.
I think he's just off his rocker. I think he needs help. I think if he gets back on his medication, maybe, hopefully, he'll realize the things that he's saying are crazy.
Do you think there's any truth to them or not at all?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Like the whole thing about Balenciaga being like, you know how he was calling out Balenciaga and then Balenciaga had the whole scandal.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe like I'm not saying anything else he's saying is
Yeah.
anywhere near like
Yeah,
think they
yeah,
have
yeah.
an
but
agenda.
I'm just saying that one thing, only that one thing about Balenciaga. What do you feel about
Yeah,
that?
I believe when he calls out industries. I certainly believe when he calls out Adidas, Balenciaga, Gap, all these other industries that are
Yeah.
corrupt or whatever he calls it, stealing his ideas. I completely believe that. I'm very anti corporation.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think he's going down this schizo path.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
very easy to blame all these higher powers for all these problems. I think he just needs a little bit of help. With that being said, I also think there's a 10% chance that he's doing this on purpose. Everything
Really?
he's doing, I think there might
it.
be a plan behind it. I think there's 90% chance he's just crazy
Yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
saying a bunch of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But I think there's a 10% chance he's doing it on purpose for a reason. What that reason is, I don't know.
even if there's a
That's true.
plan behind this, right? Do you feel like he can recover? Because he still said some pretty messed up stuff, right?
Yeah, well, right now I feel like is the age of people don't really care about their legacy. They care about right now getting the most views and clicks as they can. I don't know if Kanye's doing that or anything, but I
I don't
think
think so. 'Cause
I
he's had
don't
a
think
lot of
so.
that.
I agree.
Especially remember when he went up to Taylor Swift back in the
Yeah,
day? He's
yeah.
done so much shit.
That's true.
Remember this fucked up.
That's true. I don't think he'll ever bounce back from this.
Yeah.
But I also don't think he's going to get completely canceled from this. I think he's still
Yeah.
going to be very relevant for a long time. I just think everyone's changed their opinion on what kind of guy he is.
Yeah, that's true.
I also think a lot of other celebrities right now are getting famous by outrage and making
Yeah.
everyone mad.
By playing the media. They're just playing people.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
people are out here writing tweets, making posts, wanting to see the demise, like the downfall of these celebrities.
Yeah,
But all those views that they push, there's a bunch of silent people that just learn who the celebrity is.
yeah,
And get them popularity.
yeah.
Right?
So like speaking on the celebrities and stuff too, though, like so obviously with Kanye, you said your piece, right? Andrew Tate recently
Yeah.
got arrested today.
I heard about that.
Yeah. So you said you have an interesting take about this.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get too crazy conspiracy about this, but I feel like Andrew Tate has been doing this his whole career. Recently, how he's blown up.
Yeah.
He's blown up by saying things that he might not even necessarily believe, but they're getting views. They're getting
Yeah,
clicks.
yeah.
They're getting people to
Shit that
come
was
pay
just
attention
clipped
to
up.
him.
Yeah.
And I'm I'm wondering if this new arrest
Yeah.
somehow is a rumor that he started for a news article or something to get him more views and more clicks and everything.
So you don't think the Romanian police actually, like, you think that whole video that came out was probably a skit, or you
Well,
think it's a skit?
I didn't see the video, but
Mm-hmm.
It's the
I
video of him
wouldn't
being
be
arrested.
surprised. I think people who are they're gonna gain a lot of money from things.
Yeah.
They're willing to put on a show for anything.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. I don't really believe in the integrity of like an Eastern European country's police too much. I think that
Mhm.
they could have been paid on either side.
Mm-hmm.
They could have been paid by people that don't like Andrew Tate to make up a story, or they could have
Yeah.
been paid by Andrew Tate. Or like, I think there's a very small chance though that this is a genuine case that is gonna lead to like a genuine sentence.
Yeah.
I think there's some type of foul play. I just
Yeah.
don't know like
I
what
agree.
side.
Because it's a human trafficking case.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? And
Yeah.
with these like Eastern European countries, right? Like, let's be honest, the police can get paid off, right?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
I'm
like
not saying-
Punjab police, bro.
It's
Literally
like
think about the
Punjab
fucking
police.
Punjab police, bro.
Yeah, if you have enough money, like you can get away with a lot, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not saying like I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's fake, real, or whatever. But it's interesting to hear that from your perspective that you might think it's.
He's pissed people off at the highest level. He's been like, why the fuck would you
Yeah.
serve for your country's military? You're literally just a body to them. Like, there's no
Yeah.
point. You know how many politicians that would scare?
Yeah.
Like, you need your army to be ready to die for whatever
Yeah.
corrupt cause you want.
Do you guys think Andrew Tate believes everything he says? Or do you
No.
think I think he's just saying it to get a lot of views and clicks. That's like Jake and Logan Paul.
Yeah.
They say a lot, or I think they got mainly famous out of outrage. I know they were famous before.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think they got super boosted up by saying things that outrage people. And right now I feel like is the age of gaining money from that, which
Yeah,
I
it
hate
is.
to hear because that's no way to get famous, but it's working. That's what everyone's doing right now.
You know, one of our most famous clips on this podcast was a clip that outraged people.
Which one?
Because it was something talking about how an artist's performance wasn't very good.
Oh, okay.
And the artist had a lot of fans that got upset.
Yep.
And there was a lot of people that agreed with that. Whether it was truth or not, that's something else.
Mhm.
But that performed the best. And
Yeah.
it goes to show that this strategy works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's whatever people argue about or have a very strong opinion about that they have to voice and project.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
always ends up being
You gotta
like,
get people to fight in the comments.
right? Yeah, literally. That's what it is. And dude, it sucks because again, like I wish it wasn't like that, but at the same time, like you know, it is the game's the game, right?
Yeah.
And it sucks.
That's nuts, man.
Yeah.
No, but we were talking about Andrew Tate, like the whole thing with him potentially faking it. Yeah, and you're asking if I believe it, what he
Yeah.
says. I don't know. I feel like certain things he definitely says that because he knows it's gonna get attention.
Yeah.
When you're that high up in like,
Did you see what he said to fucking Greta Thunberg?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So he's like, did you see what she said back to him?
Yeah.
The
but
email?
But listen, she was like, email me.
Yeah.
My email is small dick energy.
I know.
And
I
they
feel
kind
like
of dissed out herself.
I feel like he's smart enough to not make a fool of himself like that, though. Like everything that he was flexing, I
Yeah.
feel like he. That's everywhere. That's all over
I
social
think that's
media.
a sense of humor, though.
Yeah,
too.
I agree.
But like
Yeah.
people are saying that how he posted that picture. No, he made a video just pitching out
Yeah.
Greta Thunberg after that
Yeah.
with like a box of pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that pizza revealed his location.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
know
why he
they got
arrested.
him arrested.
But like I don't know about that, bro. Like
Yeah, I don't
he
know
was
about
literally
that.
at his house. Like
Yeah.
it's not like he was hiding or some shit in a jungle. Right?
Yeah.
But
All right.
bro, no, hold on, because Kyle, I know about your values and stuff. Is there anything that Andrew Tate says that you've ever agreed with, just out of curiosity, or like how do you feel about what he says?
I try not to consume a whole lot of Andrew Tate media.
Yeah.
Just because I
Does it enrage you?
no, it doesn't.
Oh,
I
how's
just
it hit you?
I think his voice is annoying because
Really?
I don't think he believes a lot of the stuff that he's saying,
Yeah.
and I don't really get offended by it because I understand that he's just trying to get famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there are some things that he says that like they're not that bad. I think
Yeah.
there are some things that he says that could be a legit opinion and they're not that bad.
Do you think he's
And
net positive or net negative to the world?
I
though?
think he's net negative,
Oh, okay.
but I think it's like a 60-40.
Yeah.
Like 60% of the things he says are negative
I-
and 40% are positive or something like that.
Interesting.
Okay.
But I don't hate him. I just kind of I find his voice annoying.
Who do you
But-
fucking despise the most right now in this game of like social media? Like, is there any creators that you're like, this guy just?
No, there's not too many people.
I feel like Kyle doesn't hate many people.
Yeah, I really don't like the Paul brothers.
Oh,
I don't
really?
like Jake Paul.
Why?
I think
Okay.
Logan Paul is better. I don't like Jake Paul
Hmm.
because I feel like he's just always trying to like beef with someone. He's always trying to start something.
That's
with
how the
someone.
boxing industry is, though, right?
Yeah.
Ricky?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta fucking start hella
Do you
shit.
guys
Yeah,
think
that's
those fights are real?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I've thought, like at first I was like, okay, he fought a retired NBA player,
Yeah.
knocked him out.
Yeah,
Makes sense. Jake's been training. That guy's not
Yeah.
a fighter, right? Whatever.
yeah,
Then he did Ben Askren, and I was like, alright, he's a UFC fighter. He doesn't really box. Okay, cool.
yeah.
Right. Then he did his next fight. I forgot the guy's name. What's his name? The UFC guy.
Deontay.
No, it wasn't Deontay
Oh, no,
Wilder.
no.
No, it was the other guy. I forgot his name.
Anyways,
Yeah, whatever. I forgot his name. But yeah, he fought him twice.
Yeah.
Right, knocked him out. Everyone thought that knockout was fake.
Yeah.
But I'm like, bro, he gets trained by professionals, and he literally trains like he
Yeah.
trains like every single day. He doesn't post on YouTube, no YouTube videos. He just trains, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, if you have that much money to get the best PTs in the game, the best nutritionist, the best chef, like you're gonna learn how to do something,
Yeah.
right? If you have the money
Yeah.
to do it, right? So I feel like now his fights aren't like rigged
Yeah.
in terms of like his most recent ones. And even like I feel like before he was just choosing opponents he knew he could beat,
Yeah, I agree.
right?
I found it shocking at the time. Like, I'll say that I don't know much about fights. I don't
Yeah.
know much about boxing or
Same.
MMA
Same.
or anything. But
Yeah.
I found how does this skinny white blonde boy who's never fought in his life beat boxers and like real fighters? But like you said, he trains so much and all day long.
he got really big now. I don't think
Yeah.
you call him skinny now, right?
Exactly.
He also picks his opponents. Like his last opponent,
Yeah.
Anderson Silva, he's like, dude, he's like 48.
Yeah.
He's like 48, 50.
Yeah.
Like what do you?
That's
So what do you-
true.
what do you do?
actually do?
Yeah.
Like, bro, why are you fighting a Burda?
It's an interesting career choice.
Like, why are you
Just a
why are you
YouTuber.
fighting a this uncle at this? Like
Yeah.
literally, so this guy's an uncle's age.
Yeah,
Why are
he's like my dad, bro.
That's like my
Yeah.
dad.
You know?
Like, why
Yeah,
are you,
yeah,
why
yeah.
are you fighting someone that old?
Although I'm surprised he lost. I thought Anderson, like I know he's old,
Yeah.
but I thought like I really wanted Anderson Silva to win,
Yeah.
I know.
right? I think
Yeah.
everyone did.
Yeah, everyone did.
The
Everyone did.
final climax of this entire like fighting for Jake Paul is gonna be KSI. Like that's
Yeah.
gonna be the final fight for him, and then I feel like
Okay.
if he loses that fight, we
Mhm.
won't see him again.
I see.
Yeah, he has enough money. He can just fucking retire and fuck off.
Yeah. Enough about the Paul brothers. Let's go into
Yeah.
another celebrity.
Let's move on.
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson.
Mm.
Bro is getting away with everything.
He's been performing. He's been
Yeah.
putting up numbers.
Bro,
yeah.
I love to see it. I don't understand it, but
you don't understand it.
I think, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure he's funny. I'm sure he's a great guy. I honestly think his track record
Yeah.
is what makes him more attractive to girls.
Yeah, that's true.
Like what was it? Ariana Grande,
Yeah,
Kim
Kim Kardashian,
Kardashian, Emily.
Radikowski,
Yeah, right. And they just broke up.
Yeah.
And then there's memes going around
It's
like,
like
oh, who's gonna go for
Jenna
next?
Ortega. That's what everyone's saying now.
Someone posted a picture of him and Jack Harlow beside each other. Like,
Yeah.
yo, no, Jack Harlow's next. It's so funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, but that guy's been on a tear though. You're right.
He has.
Yeah.
I love to see it because
Love
I
to
actually
see it.
quite like Pete Davidson. Also, the Pete Davidson and Kanye beef.
Yeah.
They used to be really good friends.
They did. Yeah.
I was wondering if that was put on
A
as a
show.
show. I
As
don't
a
think
show.
it was.
Nah, bro.
I don't think it was. I think there's enough
'Cause Kanye's
incriminating
marriage was real.
evidence.
Yeah.
But I also feel like if anyone was to put on a show to get views like that,
Yeah.
Kanye goes to Pete Davidson, says, "Hey, pretend to date my wife. We'll just let you get seen with all the
Yeah,
cameras,
yeah,
TMZ
yeah.
and everything, and then we both get our name out there. We both get famous. All this drama. You know what I mean? I don't think that's the case, but I think it's somewhat plausible.
That's true. I didn't know who the fuck Pete Davidson was before this. I didn't not even care who
Exactly.
Pete Davidson was. I knew Kanye, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's some new guy.
Everyone's like literally like watching Instagram, waiting for the next post. Like, who's
Yeah.
this guy dating next?
Yeah.
That guy's like going crazy because he was dating. I think he got with Emily like what 4 or 5. I don't even know. how
Yeah.
long, bro.
Not that long
It
ago.
wasn't like
Not
long
long
ago,
ago.
and I saw all the memes that are like, oh my god, how's he's done it again?
Yeah.
He's done it again, right? and now they broke up. They said, oh my god, nobody's safe. My favorite. It's like always, you know, the meme. The funniest thing is too is like someone commented, like, yo, everyone's acting like they had a chance with this person before
Yeah.
Pete, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's getting pressed over for no reason.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
funny.
That's true. That's true. That's true. He's
Yeah.
playing the game, bro.
Same
it's
with
like-
Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow's going out with Dua Lipa, or there's like
Oh,
rumors
yeah.
about that. And
Made a song about it, didn't he not? Like,
What
yeah,
the
he
hell,
did,
for
yeah.
real? You know what's funny? I saw this one Andrew Tate clip where he's like, yeah, the only girl in the entertainment Hollywood industry I'd go for is Dua Lipa.
really,
Yeah, it's
doesn't he have a
weird.
wife? Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate said something about Dua Lipa being hot.
I don't know. I don't think he has a wife, but I think he has.
Oh.
I think he has a bunch
Yeah.
of girlfriends.
Oh,
But
okay.
anyways, back
Something,
to Jack Harlow.
Back to
Harlow.
Jack Harlow.
You look
Jack,
kind of look like him.
I know.
See,
I introduced him as Jack Harlow into the podcast.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's Kyle.
I've-
But
Kyle. Just Kyle.
I've gotten that from a few people before, but more so when my hair is long. But I always make jokes about Jack Harlow because I hear a lot of girls fangirl over Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
And to me, he looks like a guy that just came out of Abbotsford or Mission.
Yeah,
Like
it's
I
true,
like
right?
Jack Harlow's music, and I know he has confidence, and I
Yeah.
understand it. But he just looks like a normal guy to me.
Like, I would see him like out at the park.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's just a
intermission.
normal guy.
See him at Cactus Club right on a Saturday or something.
Yeah, literally.
Literally, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. You know what it is? It's also the clout, everything
Yeah,
that
yeah,
adds up to
absolutely.
Make. Yeah, you know
Clout
that's,
is the currency of the world right now.
yeah, bro. Clout is hell of a drug, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight. All right, Kyle. To end off the podcast, I want to go into some rapid fire, quick fire questions. All right.
You
Sure.
gotta be ready for these.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm
You gotta be
ready.
ready for these. All right. Who's your celebrity crush?
Ariana Grande. Or
Why?
Selena Gomez.
Why?
Selena Gomez.
Why?
Wizards of Waverly Place.
Get over
Go
it. That was like 10 years ago. Bro. Yeah, I wasn't really good.
Not Ariana Grande anymore because she's
That's
not
weird,
sweet.
Kyle. Like
Not
me and you
anymore.
weren't even friends, but we had the same crush as kids.
No way.
Selena Gomez from Wizards of Waverly Place.
That's sick.
That's sick.
What's your favorite TV show of all time?
I'd say White Collar if you've ever seen it. It's on Disney Plus.
Okay.
shit.
Or if we're talking about
You
kids
pay
shows.
for Disney Plus?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, you don't
If we're
really-
talking about kids shows, I loved Pokemon. I was a huge
nice.
Pokemon kid.
Really?
Same.
But yeah, my favorite adult show is White Collar.
Nice, nice. What's your favorite movie?
I'm not a big movie guy. I
Okay.
don't. There's a movie called The Kings of Summer. I don't know anyone that's ever seen it. I
Yeah.
had to watch it on YouTube or something, but it's this
When's
story
it
about.
from?
Pardon?
How old is it?
I think it's from 2010 or something. It's not
Oh,
that
okay.
old.
That's true.
But it's a story about these kids that go build a house in the woods and they just live there as friends.
This is such a Kyle movie.
Exactly.
Kyle, that's so you. Holy shit. I want to watch that movie, but with you.
It's funny. It's a funny movie. I really like it.
That's nice.
That's pretty dope.
All right, you got anyone else?
Kyle probably wishes every single day could be like that, right?
Yeah,
Just building a
exactly.
treehouse. Have you ever built a treehouse?
Yeah, I have. It
Really?
wasn't great.
We need pictures of it.
I don't have any pictures of
That's
it.
dope.
It was when I was a kid with no phone or anything.
Damn. Well, how old were you when you got a phone?
I bought an iPod. I think I saved up my allowance and bought an iPod Touch
Back in
in
the
like
day?
fourth grade.
Like the colored ones? Oh, like
Like
the
the
iPod.
Chrome back
The Chrome
one.
back one.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
the
Goated
trap
shit.
iPod.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
trap iPod.
And then I think I got like an actual iPhone in like grade 7 or something because I would walk to school all the time, so I kind of needed a cell phone, or my parents thought I did just for safety.
So, yeah,
but
yeah,
I don't know.
that's
I didn't
true.
really need it.
Ask the big phone.
Is Bigfoot real?
Okay, I'm gonna say no, but I think it's plausible. There's
Mhm.
this theory that I believe in that
Yeah.
imagine there is a species of animal on this earth
Yeah.
that we haven't discovered yet because it's really good at hiding, right? So imagine there's an ape, a gorilla or something
Yeah.
that lives in the north in the cold
Yeah.
where other
Where we never go. We'll
yeah,
visit
where
once a
other
year.
primates don't go,
Yeah.
and we've seen it every now and then. But the reason that we don't see it much is because it's so good at hiding from humans, right?
Maybe that's its whole how it survived.
Yeah, I don't think it's some mystical being that's coming through universal portals to us. But I
Yeah.
think it's plausible that there's an animal out there that we haven't discovered, and it's a big ape in the woods. But
Do you ever just see big ass tracks in like the woods? You know?
no, but you do
No.
hear some crazy things in the woods that
Actually?
you can't explain,
Like what?
like screams.
You hear screams in the woods?
Yeah, usually they're like cougars
Kyle,
or like
what the
bobcats
fuck?
or something because they sound like a woman.
Even when you're
screaming.
there by yourself. Like
Yeah.
you've heard screams.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you don't freak the fuck out?
Well, no, because like most of the time you can tell like if it's an
I thought
animal.
it's a cougar or something.
Yeah,
okay.
or even if you've ever heard an elk bugle.
Yeah.
Elks, they sound crazy. If you ever hear that in the woods by yourself, you're running home.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Broad dip.
Mooses
Yeah.
are scary too.
Yeah, they are.
Mooses and elks.
Yeah.
Have you ever had altercation?
I've never had an altercation. I was driving once in Creston, and we
Yeah.
saw a moose in the road,
Yeah.
and it doesn't hit you how big they are until you see one in person. It
I
was
know.
taller than my truck. It was legitimately taller than my truck, and it was just running in front of us.
Damn.
They're scary.
Like you would be done if it
You would
went
be
at your
done.
truck.
Absolutely.
That's insane. What's
Damn.
your craziest like wild animal altercation? In the woods?
My craziest wild animal story, I wouldn't say it's an altercation, but maybe an interaction.
Yeah.
My friend has a cabin on an island out
Yeah.
in Vancouver. There's a
Yeah.
little private island out in Vancouver. I'm blessed.
Shit.
I'm blessed to go there
That's
every
crazy.
summer.
Yeah.
He's a great friend of mine. And one year we were out in his little boat,
Mm.
and there were orca whales circling the island.
Oh wow.
And we went out in this little 12-foot aluminum boat,
Yeah.
and the
That's
orca
crazy.
whales went directly underneath our boat, so close that we could have touched them.
Holy
And
shit.
I'll tell you right then, in that moment, I had the strongest urge to jump in the water, and I don't know why.
You think they would have eaten you?
They would not. Orca whales have never killed a person in the wild.
Okay.
Somehow they know the difference between seals and humans because they
Smart
eat
as fuck,
seals.
right?
They
Yeah.
are. They're very smart. And it was a life-changing moment for me. I have a video of it too.
Oh wow.
Really?
And it was so cool. So that's happened
Send
to
it
me
to me, I'll
twice
put it.
at the island. That's happened to me twice at that island.
Yeah.
And it is a life-changing experience. It is so cool to
Did
see
you
this
feel
pack
very
of orca whales.
minuscule? Like,
Oh, you feel tiny around these giant whales.
Yeah.
like they're living
They're
their
really
life.
so small when you compare it to
Yeah.
everything else, right?
That's
And-
insane. Nobody
yeah.
can. Dude, people go on whale seeing tours and see them for
I
like
know.
100 miles away by
I know.
binoculars.
I'm so lucky
That's
to
crazy.
have experienced that. And there's one strain of killer whales that come to Vancouver called transient,
Yeah.
and that's the name of the pack. And those killer whales eat seals,
Yeah.
and those were the ones that we saw there. And there were seals that jumped up on the rocks to
There's
get away
seals in
from them.
Vancouver?
Yeah, lots
Oh,
of seals
shit.
and sea harbor seals, and they
Yeah.
jump up on the rocks of the island to get away from the orca whales.
Yeah.
And we witnessed the orca whales beaching themselves on the rocks to grab a seal and then drag it back into the water.
That's
Oh.
fucking
It
scary,
was a
though.
crazy experience.
That's
Don't-
fucking scary.
Don't orca whales occasionally get like stuck on shore too?
Yeah, I mean they can, but it's rare.
Rare,
It's
right?
that
They're
it
pros
happens,
and
yeah.
shit. Holy, that's insane. Do you believe that there's aliens?
I believe that there are aliens. Yes, I believe that they're around. I don't think they've ever visited Earth.
You think they don't
Or-
give a shit about us because they're doing other stuff and we're
Yeah, I don't know if I'm sure that there are aliens because this universe is pretty much
Like, we're nothing.
infinite, and
Yeah.
the universe has been around for hundreds of billions of years.
yeah.
But the fact that we've only been around for a tiny percentage of that
Yeah.
and a tiny space in this universe, I don't think we've ever been
There's
visited
no
by
way
aliens.
there's not
There's
aliens,
like a
bro.
theory behind this. Is like they think aliens. Some people think aliens are so advanced. Like, okay, so you know how when you see a hill of ants, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna go like down on your knee, look at these ants, start communicating with them, right?
Yeah.
Because they're ants, right?
Yeah.
You think you're so much like you think you're way bigger than them, obviously,
Yeah.
right? So what if aliens have the same mindset towards us?
Yeah.
They think we're just so tiny compared to what they have going on. That
Yeah.
They just don't want to
It's crazy.
communicate.
I believe that.
Right?
For
Yeah,
sure.
I believe that. That's
But
insane.
I think people that don't believe in aliens at all are being a little bit ignorant.
Really?
Because I think we have such a huge universe and so much time to span through it, or at least
Like,
some
look at the
other
facts.
form of life, right? Even
Yeah.
if it's just a single-celled organism, that's still life. That's still alien. Maybe
Yeah.
not intelligent life.
It's pretty ignorant to believe that we're the best and we're the
Yes,
only.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah. We're so small compared to like the world,
Exactly.
like the universe. Sorry.
I agree.
Yo,
Like, we're
that's
literally
nuts.
a tiny speck of dirt
Yeah.
Yeah.
compared to the universe. That's crazy.
Yeah. Join us next time to see us on the deprivation chambers.
yeah. Oh, we really want to do that, right, Kyle? We're gonna do a
Yeah, we're gonna
2023.
do.
We're
Yeah.
doing sensory deprivation
We'll-
tanks and camping.
Yeah.
Yo, vlog it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
sensory
should.
Deprivation
We'll
tanks.
come out of it completely different.
Yeah.
Vlog it.
Should
All
we do
right.
it?
Cool.
I'm actually okay.
All right. Let's do it. All right, yo, Kyle. Appreciate you coming on to the pod. Before we end off, I want to ask you two questions. What did you think about the podcast, and what's some advice that you have
To your younger self.
To your younger self. What's some advice for your younger self? that you
Like
wanna-
somebody who's watching who's like you, or like is open to the things that you like now,
Yeah.
and they just need some direction.
Yeah. Okay. So to answer question number one,
Yep.
I really liked the podcast. It was really fun. It just felt like I was chatting with friends. I met Ek Deep
That's
for the first time and
Yeah.
got to chat with Manrav.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
really fun. And number two, I think some advice to give to my younger self. I think the biggest thing would just be to learn to let go and relax and let things be
Okay.
and just let things go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's we never heard that before.
Yeah, because I kind of feel like nowadays it's easy to get caught up in everything that's going on
Yeah.
when nothing really matters that much.
Fair enough.
Fuck.
And it's hard to let go of it, and it's hard to
Yeah.
just be at peace.
Mm.
So I think that's something that I would try to tell my younger self.
That's wild, bro. When you realize that nothing really,
This
really
is-
matters.
Right?
This is why. This is why everyone needs white friends.
White boys.
Right, friends, or even not even just white friends, just other
Friends that have
ethnicities.
grown
Yes.
up with different perspectives.
Yeah, bro,
Exactly.
you know what? And I was saying this earlier, like going to BCIT or going to different schools and stuff outside of just just being stuck here.
Yeah.
It's been such a blessing. 'Cause I get to meet so many cool people
Yeah.
like you, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's always nice.
Damn, Kyle. I'm so hyped to see you. Where, like,
This
like,
was
takes
fun.
us
I
and
really
shit.
enjoyed it.
We're gonna
Yeah,
get
this
Kyle
was-
back on the pod one day.
Yeah,
We need to.
a year from now with an update on the deprivation tank and the
That would
campaign.
be so much fun. I've heard
Yeah.
lots of good things about that
Yeah, we'll do it.
from your friend.
Yeah. That's crazy.
All right, cool.
It's crazy.
All right, appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in for another episode of the HBM podcast. We appreciate Kyle, like I said once
For
again,
coming out, for giving it a chance and being the first non-brown person on the podcast.
yeah, many more to come.
Yeah, definitely. Let us know what you
All
thought.
right, appreciate you guys. See you later. All right, see you later. Peace out.